Welcome to DozoChem. This video covers electronegativity and ionic versus covalent bonding. Electronegativity is the relative ability of an atom to attract electrons in a chemical bond. If you look at the periodic table in the lower left, the elements are called metals, and you'll see they have a relatively low electronegativity. Aluminum, by the way, is considered part of that group, so remember that in the next couple of slides. And the elements in the upper right, you'll see have a relatively high electronegativity. Those are called nonmetals. Hydrogen, by the way over here on the left, you might think it's a metal, but because of its high electronegativity, from now on let's consider it a nonmetal when we're talking about bonding. So nonmetals include hydrogen. If you see this triangle symbol, it's pronounced delta. That's the Greek letter delta, and it means difference in. So there's two types of bonds. The first, ionic bonding, is when you stick a metal in a nonmetal, and there will be a large difference in electronegativity. So what's going to happen if you have a large difference in electronegativity is one or more electrons will be transferred from the metal to the nonmetal, and the result will be you'll end up with metal cations, which have a positive charge, and nonmetal anions, which have a negative charge, and the plus and minus attract, and that creates the ionic bond. The other type of bond is called a covalent bond, and that's going to happen when you stick two nonmetals together. Since they both have a high electronegativity, you'll end up with a small difference in electronegativity, so neither of them is going to transfer electrons to the other one. Instead, they're going to have to share electrons. So ionic bonding is electron transfer. Covalent bonding is sharing of electrons. So in this simple example here, they're going to give you combinations of elements, and you have to decide if they're ionic or covalent. So you simply have to decide if it's two nonmetals, it's going to be a covalent bond, but if it's a metal in a nonmetal, it's going to be an ionic bond. So in A, carbon and oxygen are both nonmetals, so definitely going to be a covalent bond. In B, we've got a metal calcium and a nonmetal chlorine, so that one's going to be an ionic bond. Third one, remember hydrogen is a nonmetal, even though it's all the way on the left on the periodic table, so when you bond it to the other nonmetal sulfur, that one's going to be a covalent bond. And fourth one, aluminum's a metal, fluorine's a nonmetal, so that bond is going to be ionic. So that's it for this video. Good luck.